folks. Welcome to The Way. I'm Johnny. I'm glad you're here in whatever way that you gather this evening. We're all adapting in this time of change and time of social distancing, which feels weird to have a service of recovery in which we've all usually come together in this space and feel the energy of the work that we're doing. But I'm hoping, trusting that this conveys to you some sense of solace and sanctuary in the recovery work that you're doing. We are guided in this space, and when we come together, by a few phrases that mean a lot to us. One is that we're all in recovery from something. We all are. Some of us know what that is, and some of us haven't figured that out yet. We all have a God-sized hole in our hearts that we've tried to fill with everything but the only thing that can, which is the grace of our higher power and the work that we do in recovery to attain it. And the other thing we say here is that we're going to love you and ain't nothing you can do about it. So not even COVID-19 is going to stop the Way family from loving you. So I hope that you know that, believe that, trust that, or come to know that that's to be true. What we've done for this next little while we're having to function this way is that we will put together a Way service that will come online on our YouTube channel at 6 o'clock on Fridays. So I invite you to subscribe, and you'll know when that happens and that you can participate with us in that way. If you have feedback for us, please let us know that as well. Earlier this week, the Way Band, Kurt Clayton, Steve Selvage, Dave Smith, Steve Potts, and I gathered, and we recorded about a month's worth of music, and we're going to section those up over the weeks ahead so that you can experience the Way Band in the best way that we can share it. Right now, there's nothing better than sitting in this space when the guys are playing, but hopefully you'll get a little bit of the spirit of what we're trying to communicate. I think all of these songs that we recorded but one are songs that we've done before that will be familiar. There is a new one that we've never done before that is really cool, and so I'm excited for you all to hear that when it comes up. In the meantime, thank you for your patience and the work that you are doing. I know that doing 12-step work is hard right now. Recovery groups aren't meeting together in the same way, but I hope that that challenge isn't preventing you from doing the necessary work for you to come to know what is true about who you were called to be, meant to be. So thank you for watching, and here we go.
Work on it, baby. Life is a
part of the Way family in that you come and participate, either in helping with serving the food, greeting people, just being in the house to be a part of what we do here. You know that among the things we do that's part of our rule of life is that we talk about the 12 steps, and we take them in turn. And I jumped ahead a couple of steps last week when we first started doing this because it felt like we were all in a step one place given this new reality that we're all powerless. So it felt like let's just hit reset and start at one last week. So if last week we admitted that we were powerless over whatever it is and that our lives had become unmanageable, step two, which is such a powerful step, the language of which never ceases to touch me, is where we are today. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. If you've ever been in that situation where you're frozen, you're blocked, you don't know if you're capable of being well, you don't know if you're capable of being loved, you don't know what that even means, what that even looks like, or if you even want to know, will I ever be happy again? To come to believe that something bigger, greater than me can restore me to sanity is huge work. And it's not work that comes quickly or easily. Any of us who live with the work of addiction or recovery know that you just didn't happen to start being addicted. You've lived with it. It has preoccupied you. It has impacted all of your relationships. Most notably, the relationship you have with yourself, that you don't even know how to be you anymore. You don't even know what that is. So to come to believe that a power greater than yourself can restore you to sanity, to my mind, is one of those huge transition points that begins to make the path forward, which will be very difficult, at least possible. In my religious tradition, that almost sounds like conversion within the Christian faith. It may not be where your higher power is, but that's how it touches me. And what I've learned is that one who may have at certain points in life believes that about anybody. Sometimes we who lead forget that that also applies to us, that we ourselves can be restored to sanity by a power greater than ourselves. So I want to encourage you, wherever you are in your journey, and if you've not yet reached this step, that take it for what it is, that there is movement, there is promise, there is hope. My favorite part about step two is the last half of it. That a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. I believe that God, as I understand God, is in the restoration business. God desires to restore. God longs to restore. But God can't do that. Your higher power can't do that absent the work that you're willing to do to achieve it. So I hope that you can hold that within yourself in the work that you're doing, that there is a power greater than you that desires to restore you. And to do what you need to do, take these steps, go to the meetings, do the work every day. Do the work with the hope and the promise that on the other side of that is the truth that restoration is not only possible, restoration will come. Those of you who are here in the flesh know that I like to read various poems and writings, and John O'Donohue's For a New Beginning always seems to align in my thoughts for step two. In out-of-the-way places of the heart where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the great promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight, when your courage kindled, and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure, hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. Part of the rule of life of the Way family is prayer, and even at a distance or through this means, I encourage you to honor that if you know that about what we do through the week, that our call to prayer is whenever you hear a siren, you pray. You pray for those in danger and those who are rushing into it. And given where we are in this time and place, let's be prayerful, mindful always of medical professionals and those on the front lines tending to people at risk of their own safety in the absence of sufficient protective equipment, to honor their oath, their call to try to take care of the sick. Be mindful of first responders and officers. Pray for yourself and the work that you're doing in recovery, and pray for those who are directly impacted by that work. Pray for those who have been directly impacted by whatever addiction you have and the impact it has had on others' lives. And then the other part of what we do, which you know if you're a part of this, is pray for those who nobody's praying for. And the way I like to do that is this. Imagine right now, put in your heart and your mind right now, somebody that you know and you know them, that if you don't pray for them right now, you know for sure ain't nobody going to. And most likely that person is not somebody you like, and there's probably very good reasons for why you don't like them, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't pray for them. And that's part of the hard work of what we're called to do. So I encourage you to do that. So I'm going to keep just a little bit of silence and then pray the serenity prayer as we do when we're gathered here, and I invite you to pray with me. Serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Oh, make it rain on down. Make it rain, Lord, make it rain. The seed needs the water, grows out of the ground. It just keeps on getting harder. The hunger more profound. And I know there can come tears from the eye. May as well be a thing.
Okay, Way family, thanks for being a part of this. Let us hear from you. Let us know how you're doing. And as we do around here, receive this benediction. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up her countenance upon you, give you peace. Amen. See you soon.